Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Astro League podcast. I'm your host, as always, Echo. Again, we've switched things up a little bit here. Again, we've got Magic with us, or Magic this with us, instead of Citrus, as Citrus cannot make it. We've got Toasty, of course. I think we've had Toasty every single time. We've got Hex and we've got Moon. So wave hi, all of you. Cool. And just as a little bit of a switch, you might notice that there's some, there's someone's shoulder in Hex's cam, while, yeah, that's Moon.
Stay out of mine.
Why?
So they are with each other in real life. So this is going to be slightly more scuffed than usual.
Real
as I'm
life?
assuming
What's
they will
that?
be. So Toasty. So
Yeah,
real
I
life
feel
is
comfortable.
so you know in Minecraft when you build a house and you walk outside of the house,
Uh-huh.
it's like that, but like in real life.
But what is real life?
I mean, that's a good question.
Is this the real life?
So
Or is this just
turning into, like,
fantasy?
a philosophy podcast, or
Hey, I'd be down for a philosophy podcast.
that would be interesting.
Like,
that
you'll
would,
know this.
That
Yeah.
would be interesting.
What?
I have points. I've watched
I mean,
so
do
many
that.
animes.
I would do that. I
No,
would do that.
that's negative points, Magic.
I do philosophy at A levels, so
Okay, and?
and I'm a nerd.
Yeah, I mean we're all nerds. We're on a Valorant podcast.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not a nerd.
And I have cat is on.
Yeah, we know.
I mean the cat is a cool. Like,
Yeah, no,
Moon,
that's
you're
pretty
definitely a nerd. Your
Wait.
name is Moon.
cool. Oh yeah, show them the mug. Yeah. Wait, no, not the mug.
A
mug?
mug.
The
Oh,
mug?
no.
Is it just Toasty's face?
Who's a... What?
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 Talking about like nerds, I got a Mario mug today, and it was like, oh nerds. But me now have cat is like, oh dog is sorry. Oh.
I see.
Oh, there we go. This is something. Anyway,
We're gonna
we are
get
here to
dated.
talk about Valorant, specifically the Astro League. So this week has been it's been more scuffed, I think, than our podcast usually is. So sadly, the first game of the week, well, didn't happen. We
Yep.
had Vivictus. Vivictus ended up forfeiting as they couldn't
It
make it
may
through
be
the game.
rescheduled. It might be rescheduled, but we're not sure.
Okay, so we'll go into the details about each of the games in just a little bit. So the Vivictus versus Sailor Moon one. Sailor Moon have taken that win at the moment. It may be rescheduled. We had Golden Academy against Summit Peak. Now this was our game of the week. This was the only casted game this week as well, and it was good. It was a good game. We'll talk about it in just a second. And then we had Phoenix Ignite, just about managing to just edge it out over Quantum Quasars in a 2-1, which wasn't casted because it was going on at the same time as the Golden Academy game. But so let's jump straight into the Golden Academy versus Summit Peak. As Hex, we have you here. This is your first loss of the season.
I know, I'm frustrated. I'm very frustrated, yeah. Because the thing is, right? So I know this is gonna sound like cocky, but
Mhm.
I know that we would have won it if Slaps was able to play the map 3. And
I mean, you
like,
lost map 2
we did lose map 2,
when
but
Slaps
that
was
is-
there.
but we have been awful on Haven before, so it was expected, and we've been good on Bind before, right?
Mhm.
So it's quite frustrating, and also we've only ever practiced Bind once with 2 subs, which is a bit annoying. And we did play decently on it, which is why I was more confident for that map. But it is frustrating because like the reason I'm not really allowed to be too frustrated over it is because Slaps has to go for like religious reasons. So it would be kind of like disrespectful to be like, oh, I hate you, whatever.
What?
As opposed to like, no, because if he just like left because like, oh, I'm tired or something, then I would have been like a bit like, oh, that's kind of stupid. But
Yeah, but should
obviously-
you really be saying I hate you to your players anyway?
No, I love all my players. They're all great.
You always go on about them.
Yeah, I really, yeah, I'm really,
I get angry at
Yeah.
him for how much he like praises them and stuff.
yeah, I'm really happy with all my
It's,
players.
he gives his players more praise than me.
I mean,
Anyways,
that's a whole other conversation.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Okay, anyways, so yeah, but it's frustrating, but it is what it is. Next week we're gonna come back stronger. We're against Sailor Moon. So,
Oh.
so
But I mean,
yeah.
so I was around, so I was observing your game against
I was
against
there
Golden
too.
Academy, and it was, what were you doing?
I was just
I was
there,
on the
wasn't I?
train.
Oh, you were
I was-
just there. Okay.
Oh, Toasty.
Um,
I thought you meant me.
And Hex was
and
watching, right?
I,
would
I
expect
was
Hex to
watching on and
watch.
off. I was on the train coming up to Nottingham, so I was like watching. I was checking in like every 20 minutes or so just to make sure it was going well, which it wasn't, but it's okay.
But I mean, honestly though, I think it was going pretty well. Really.
I mean, yeah. Well, so, so like literally yesterday, when 2 days ago, the day before the game, or on the morning of the game, I think, Titan or Navish messaged me saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm leaving the team."
Did
Yeah, he did.
I swear.
No, he did. Um,
Wow.
oh no, well, he got his roles removed first,
Mhm.
and then messaged me.
Yeah, that's
Which is a bit weird. But yeah, it's because Slats wanted to play more Duelist, and
Mm.
he didn't play Duelist for one map, and then decided to leave. So yeah,
Okay.
which was kind of frustrating for me, as well. But then we got Seni, who is actually now the team captain.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
What?
I mean, he came in knowing nothing about the team, being completely like kind of like nothing, and then just kind of came into with the players in such a good way and bonded with the players so much like immediately. He was like I had a chat with him for like 10-15 minutes, and he's so nice, such a good person. Yeah, we had a chat with him. And like just generally I really liked him like right off the bat, which kind of made me already start thinking about, oh, maybe he could be the next team captain. And then I messaged Slaps being like, oh, yo, do you want to be the new team captain? And he was like, well, I'm trying to take on an IGL role, so maybe I could do that, and then he could be the team captain because everyone really loves him, pretty much. And then I messaged Sunny, and he was like, yeah, totally. So it happened, and now I'm happy because he's already taking initiative, making new game plans, making new strats, and
Mhm.
I think overall it was a good call to make.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see exactly how that kind of turns out in the future as well, right? But I mean, so let's talk a little bit about kind of the rest of the game, how the team played together, because your split was really, really good. Then we go on to Haven, and it wasn't bad. It just didn't work out
No,
as well as maybe you could have hoped. Magic, do you have anything to say on the Haven side of things?
no. I mean, it's just Haven's a tough map just because of how thin you have to spread your resources, right? And I feel like that just kind of got to them a little bit.
Yeah, like Haven specifically is just so tricky. And then obviously we go on to Bind, and we saw. We'll talk about Bind in more detail in just a second. But Toasty, we saw a little bit of a weird pick coming out on Bind.
Listen, this is the pick I loved. So I can't remember what I was doing. I might have been on like another gig and then finished that gig and then came back. But I came back to in the live channel someone mentioning Yoru, and I was like, wait a minute, Yoru? I tune into the stream and I think it's Zucchini is just there on Yoru running it down in showers, and I'm like, okay, let's go. It didn't work out for Summit Peak, but it was a nice pick. I loved it.
I have no
Yeah,
idea what happened there.
it looked like it was very fun. At least, obviously, this was after they had one of their team members have to go off
Yeah.
for Iftar. But so the other game of the week that did happen, Moon Hex. Were either of you around to watch what happened between Phoenix Ignite and Quantum Quasars?
No.
I was not there to watch it, but I heard some things from my team.
Go on.
I know that a lot of them were quite nervous because obviously Phoenix, it's not been great. We've been at a bit of a disadvantage, obviously, the last few weeks because players are just inactive, and obviously they didn't have a proper team manager. So obviously I have taken on that role for Phoenix, and I think
They didn't have a team manager for like a week or like a week and a half,
yeah.
so that was kind of
You
difficult.
should have gotten me, honestly.
What are you saying? I'm not a good manager?
No. You led them to a win, right? I mean, yeah, they won, so.
Well, I mean, I was
Yeah.
about to say, I believe that I have done what you asked, Toasty.
I'm the only one who
Yeah.
believed in you.
I played around and I got them a pretty good roster. I mean, we had Carl subbing, as we didn't have our final player be able to make it. But we do have maybe a trade coming up soon.
I didn't trade it. Sorry.
Wait, what? What did you say?
Nothing,
What?
nothing.
No
Did I say something about
way.
Breaking Bad, maybe?
Oh yeah, Breaking Bad.
So I will just say Phoenix might have some interesting stuff me at this last
Okay.
game.
Okay.
But I do know that it was actually quite amazing how well my team did, to say that they've kind of been thrown together last minute. But I believe that first map was like 13-5.
Yeah.
For Phoenix, and then second map I think we went on to split.
Yep.
And it was, I believe,
12 to 14.
14, yeah, 14 to 12.
Ooh.
So that one was crazy. Like, I was like, wow, you guys did so well for this first map, but then second map it just kind of went downhill. But then we put it around again on third map, and again I think it was another like 13 to, I don't know what it was, like.
Yeah, so the first map was 13 to 4, Haven was 13 to 5, and you won both of those. So
yeah. So yeah, I think they did really well, to say that it's been very up in the air at the moment about the team.
I think that part of the reason they were able to come in with like such like oomph really is because of Carl. Because Carl, I mean, as like someone that's known Carl for a long time and being friends with him for like 2 years or so, he's just like such a good leader in any game really, and especially as a sub when like a team has nothing, even in IGL, being able to come in an IGL like that is very impressive. And like when I queue with Carl as like friends, we have synergy really well, and the way he like helps as me as a bronze player and him as like a plat 2 player or something, the way he helps me understand the game more is like very nice, and I'm sure he was doing that for Phoenix as well.
Yeah, I will say that the main component that Phoenix needs is an IGL. And I believe that I have got them the perfect person for that. So.
Well,
We
we
need
look
the other
forward to
manager.
seeing that happening later on this week. We'll talk about the future upcoming matches in just a second. And then Moon, obviously, we've talked about this already a little bit. Your other team, named after you, or the anime, one of the two.
A mix of both.
Mix of both. Obviously, have currently got a victory on the cards, but it may be being rescheduled. So this could be quite a busy week for your own team and the other side as well.
I just wanted to say as well, if it does if there's no reschedule and it kind of should go through, the way we're most likely going to figure out how many points Sailor Moon and Gat and Vavix lose is most likely going to be through like the averages of scrims and games that they've played to make it as fair as we possibly can. Because if they just get like a free 26 points, that'll just be like insane for all the other managers. Because then,
like, even
Oh, Moon, you're a bit quiet. Can you move closer to the microphone?
I was just saying that having like one map win might still also be unfair, because it's like Sailor Moon might have done better than a one map win, or Victus might have done better than a one map win.
So we're probably going to take all the point averages from every game and then just find the mean by adding them together and then dividing it by the games played. So
shut up, Hex, Mr. GCSE Maths.
It was actually my idea.
That makes a lot of sense. Like, that's quite a fair way of doing it, I feel like.
Right.
We want to make it as fair as we possibly can.
I mean,
because,
so technically in that case then, Sailor Moon would still technically have the win on the board.
Yeah.
Because I just want to save my predictions at this point. Like, I had an awful couple of weeks.
Yeah. No,
because at the end of the day, if there's no reschedule, then Victus still forfeit.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, Sailor Moon does get the win regardless of the outcome of the points.
I mean, I think you literally wasted like an hour of the broadcast team's time, or like half an hour or something like that. Like, I feel like there shouldn't be a reschedule. Yeah. Like, I feel like you shouldn't just reschedule and play it another time, because that's like.
I mean, I'm down for it because it means there's more of us. There's more for us to cast this week, because it felt terrible only having one casted game this week. Last week.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate with the timing.
That
honestly.
No, because I'm pretty sure that Sailor Moon and me and Carl scheduled our games for the same day, like at the same time, like on the same day as in. So it's not like you can be like, oh, well, you have to change it because we took it first. Because I think that we both kind of
was like,
oh, this is So it was like very unfortunate. It was an awful consequence, really.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
I mean, it was also like a lot of the players are like really busy with the exams and stuff this week, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's move on to the featured map of the week. So this is going back to one of the more exciting, one of the more interesting picks. I know, Toasty, you said you loved Magic. I think you were watching along on the broadcast. I was observing this as well. So we've got quite a few of us that were around. I think Hex, you said you were watching a little bit too. This was Bind. So this is a pick, like you said, Hex, that Summit Peak aren't as maybe comfortable on as other teams are. Not sure how comfortable the side of Golden Academy are, but they looked very comfortable in a lot of the ways they were playing it, and a lot of the ways they were, for me at least, countering the play of Summit Peak.
I mean, if you remember, I think it was week 1, Phoenix Ignite versus Golden Academy. That had Bind as the first map, and Golden Academy looked strong then too. So this makes sense for why they would be coming out with such a potent force here.
Yeah.
So was the pick of, I mean, this is the first question, right? Was the pick of Yoru at all talked about? Was it communicated? Was it practiced ever?
No.
Or was this just kind of a, we don't have slaps?
Haven't you?
Oh no, I found out yesterday.
Yeah.
But I mean, no. It was not planned at all. I think it probably was either Zucchini going off the rails or Senny being like bringing in a new strat last minute and hoping it would work. Which is kind of what I did as well, picking up Senny like last minute because we were originally gonna have Carl sub, but then obviously we had to pick him up because But I mean, I don't really know where it came from. Obviously, we've only ever played Bind like ever once before. And yes, Christy, go.
Yes. I don't know how much you were paying attention to the general chat and the main server, Hex, but it wasn't Senny's plan actually. I think from what I can read from like the main chat and the general chat, from what your players have said, it looks like it was just a random last minute insta-lock. Well, not insta-lock pick, but like just a random run it down pick. Because Senny didn't plan it. Navish Puck was asking what happened with the comps, and obviously Navish Puck knows your comps because he was on your team. Yeah. So like by the sounds of things, it looks like it was literally just a run it down mid type pick that someone wanted to have fun, and then to be fair, it did work well for them.
I mean, like Yoru tends to work decently on Bind, so I understand where the idea came from. But obviously, since we've never practiced it before, just going with the normal would have been much better. Which I can't remember. I believe it's Jet Rays on that map with
thanks for leaking your strats
or something.
I mean,
but we're probably going to be changing it after this.
Yeah, I would imagine
the way it went. Yeah, and also obviously double duelist isn't the most loved comp really.
The Magic specifically, I'll ask you this question about Yoru in general. Obviously, we've had some major updates on Yoru in the last kind of month or so. Become a lot better than he was because he was really not good. Do you think he's competitively viable at all? Do you think that teams can maybe start to use him well?
It's a tough call. I think that if you commit to the bit, I think that it can work. I feel like it's one of those things where it was like early stage Viper, right? Where, you know, people were like Hiko was saying like, oh, this could be really good, like if you used everything in combination, like it didn't really catch on, buffed a little bit over time, and then like a major rework hit, and then all of a sudden started getting picked up little by little. I feel like it's going to be kind of the same scenario, just with a little bit less oomph. You know, where like I don't think that he'll become top tier like Viper is, like how we see 2 Vipers on the map. Yeah. I think that he'll be just a generally solid pick if you can work around the flash as well, and if you understand how to mess around with the decoy. But other than that, I don't see it becoming like widespread.
Yeah, I mean, to me at least, he's in a similar kind of boat as KO, I think.
Yeah.
Really, in the way that he has all a really high potential, but teams being able to use that well, like pro teams haven't worked out KO to KO's fullest potential yet, anywhere near that. So I don't think anyone is going to be able to use Yoru at that potential. Essentially, he's right now a mixture between Jet but with a slower escape and a KO with worse blinds. Is basically Yoru right now, right? He's that kind of hybrid between initiator and duelist.
And it's one of those things where it's like the skill floor is so much higher for a Yoru than it is for like a Jet or a Raze, you know?
Yeah, you can't just be all aim no brain on Yoru, whereas you can on Jet, right?
Yoru is such a complicated character; it's insane. And I mean, Jet's like kind of just op it or insane technical skill, really. Whereas Yoru, I don't know, Yoru's such a big mix. Like it's like a bag of skill and like understanding the way the abilities work and all that, and the bags kind of gets thrown around and then dumped out, and you find out what you've got at the end. And I don't know, it's either you kind of love it or you hate it, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Skittles and M&Ms.
Yeah, it's like mixing Skittles and M&M. Yeah, so that.
Ooh, that sounds
Like,
like a bad
what?
idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what?
Mixing Skittles and M&Ms.
What's wrong with that?
What?
What would be the issue?
You're crazy.
Okay.
You're crazy.
Okay, so you have M&Ms and Skittles in the same bowl. You just
Yeah.
dip your hand in.
Yeah.
And you take a mouthful.
And you don't know which one's which.
And what's the
What?
problem?
What? You're crazy. You're crazy.
I don't
Like,
see what the
chocolate
problem
just
is.
doesn't mix well with that.
No,
Yeah.
it does.
No,
No, because
Have
like,
you never?
okay.
Okay, hear me out, right? Have you never been at like one of those family movie nights where your aunt or your uncle or whatever family member it is gets a bunch of sweets, get some Skittles, get some M&Ms, get some Chewits, get some popcorn?
Yeah, in different bowls.
Just throws it all into one bowl. That's what happens.
Your family's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, I've not seen
I'm
that.
gonna say that. That is not normal. No.
Like, the weirdest thing I've had is, drumstick squashies
Oh, they're so
Sure.
good.
with dairy milk chocolate on top.
Ooh.
No, that
That's not
sounds
very good.
nice. That sounds
No.
good.
Really nice.
Yeah.
No, I feel like okay. Do any of you like bubble tea?
No.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with this
I feel
conversation?
like no. I feel like that's like it's like. Have you ever had like fruit tea with tapioca?
What?
No.
No.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
try it. It's not
oh yeah,
bad.
Magic. You've got a new bubble tea place, right?
Right, yeah. I'm actually probably gonna get some today because I was.
There we go.
Two
I need
bubble
it.
tea places got built like in my town on the same day. Anyway,
Oh, what the?
I'm so lucky. But toasty.
Yeah,
Toast is
just get.
gone.
I'm fixing things. I'm fixing my
Oh, no.
life. Hold on.
So like tapioca's like so like chewy and like it
Okay,
has like a
okay.
weird flavor, and then
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
fruit tea is like it's like really it hydrates you a lot, and then when you mix them, it's just like weird and it's not nice. It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it reminds me of. Sorry.
But that's
Okay,
what
anyway.
Euro is. Euro is that bubble tea. Anyway, moving on from that weird analogy.
That's an
Y'all
analogy
are
right
weird.
It's a good analogy.
I think
like
my
it makes
analogy
sense.
was better.
Yeah,
Mine
and
was
easier to
better.
explain because most people know what
That's
M&Ms
just what
and
it-
Skittles are, and most
that's
people have
just
the same
what-
opinion as us, not as toasty.
What the
You do
hell?
this now.
Anyway, so back to this map though. Like this map wasn't a roll in either way, right? Like if we look at how it ended, I think it ended 13-8. It wasn't a roll by any stretch of the imagination. And we had one of your team, one of Summit Peak, actually in the top 3. So Sam was right at the top of the leaderboard there. But it was just there seemed to be a lot of kind of coordination issues. I think it might have just been the fact that, like you said, you had to bring in someone as a sub, and you had one new player, right?
Yeah, and I mean also with like the new player and like subbing and stuff,
Mhm.
a lot of our comps and like the way we play sometimes, and this is sometimes, does kind of rely a lot on slaps. Because I mean he's just such a dominant player. So when you miss out on that, it's a bit kind of I don't know what the word is, like almost shocking. It's kind of jarring to the system.
Yeah.
And
The foundation falls apart because you
Exactly.
lose the cornerstone.
yeah.
But I mean, so as much as there's obviously some ways that kind of came in to maybe lower the skill of your I mean, look at that from Sukihiro. But like there's obviously a lot of things that kind of lowered your kind of skill ceiling as a team, like with new players and everything like that. But there were so many big moments from people like Faye on the attack with those lurks. I don't know if anyone else saw how many lurks Faye went on. There was so many times where it was just Akid left on B. Faye lurked round, got a couple of kills. Once in Akid's own Viper ult. Like there was a lot of these plays from Faye, from other people as well. Sukihiro doing so much work that really just it seemed to throw everyone in Summit Peak for a loop almost.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Faye's cams were just like insane. Like, it's like the kind of lineups that you can have as Cypher, which is just like
Oh,
it's
nice recon there by Lance.
Have you all seen the guy on TikTok who has like really good like Killjoy and Sav
No.
setups?
no, I'm not on Valorant TikTok.
What?
I
Why?
need to be.
Am I the
I'm
only
not
one
on
who
TikTok.
is?
I don't know what TikTok am I don't know what
So
TikTok
so there's this guy basically. He has really good like Cypher and Killjoy setups, and he just posts clips of him like absolutely doming like 4 or 5 players at once with his setups. So you know, just thought I'd throw that out there since you were talking about it. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I
no,
mean, like, there's
understandable.
so many good examples of Cypher setups and Killjoy setups, and
Yeah.
specifically here, Faye was showing a masterclass. If anyone doesn't know how to play Cypher on Bind, and I mean, Killjoy is also really good as a Sentinel, but if anyone doesn't know how to play Cypher and wants to, watch this map. Like, so a lot of the time
Yeah.
when I was observing, I was trying to get Faye's setups because I play Cypher, and,
Yeah.
and some of these cams are just so good.
Yeah. Faye could have been like this is the point I'm making. Like Faye could have been looking at that TikTok guy I was talking about, because like
Mhm.
a lot of there's a lot of B site setups that guy does. And I mean B site is probably one of the best Cypher sites in the game, honestly. B site Bind. So
Oh yeah.
And besides splits up there as well.
yeah.
The amount of crazy cages that you can put up, just it's actually kind of ridiculous.
But like, I think it's not just about knowing these setups, right? It's one thing to learn these setups, but it's playing
Ooh.
around it. Like, look at this. Look at this from
Yeah.
Faye. Look at this.
This is
Playing
genuinely
around
the
your
type of
setup.
stuff you see on TikTok.
Like, Faye was just so good. It's not just about knowing it. You can learn the setups on TikTok.
Yeah.
You can learn them on YouTube, or what is it, valor.gg or whatever people have on there, like as a kind of
Blitz.
overlay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but it's not about that. It was the play that they were playing so patient, so
Yeah.
smart. They weren't tagging people with their cameras because that let people know where the cameras were. Little things like that were
Yeah, because
just
that's clever. Because like
Mhm.
especially in like scrims and stuff, there's so much communication. You can literally just like call it out and tag it. Like not tag it, like ping it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then everyone knows where it is anyway. So it makes like tagging stuff kind of almost like
Yeah, it's like it's not an issue. Like if you have good comms and good callouts and everything, like you could just keep it up and you could use your minimap even.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like I love that play, and I mean we saw this coming out from Sam before. I don't think they get the kill there, but like we saw her get multiple spams with the Odin, and we've seen that on maps like Haven.
Yeah.
We don't really see that often on Bind from anyone else, and Sam was doing it and getting a lot of kills. So there were low moments of kind of shine coming out from Summit. It's just maybe didn't play out as we were hoping, or as Summit at least were hoping, or I
Yeah,
guess the
I
rest of us
mean,
if we
yeah.
voted for Summit.
Summer set up,
Yeah.
or well, not Summer. I've set up a scrum with Golden tomorrow because
Ooh.
they're
Oh,
the
good.
first team that's like properly challenged us.
Mhm.
I mean, to be
which-
fair, like a lot of it for this map anyway was like because you're like not because you're playing the Yoru, but like in certain situations there were times where like if you had the jet there, right, it would be so much better. You could like smoke out and then try and rotate, or you could dash away, whereas Yoru has a lot of more delay on that. It's like it's minimal stuff that came from that Yoru pick. The pick in general was played well by your team. I don't think it was like a team play issue as much as it was just like Yoru doesn't have the insane capabilities of Jet.
Yeah, I'm
I mean, I wouldn't.
especially Zucchini on Jet because he is a Jet specialist. So.
Yeah, like Zucchini is insane on Jet, yeah.
But honestly, I wouldn't put it down to the Euro. I think the Euro definitely kind of put you at a disadvantage. But there was a lot of other things, like just people maybe weren't paying full attention. Like I don't know if Slaps has a lot of calling for the team usually. I don't know who
mean,
your caller is.
Yeah, for a bit we didn't have like a cooler or IGL because they left and then we had to find like a new one.
Get me?
But Flaps has recently tried to take on the role of
Mhm.
IGL, and I'm not too sure how it's going. I haven't really asked in depth yet, but I will, and I guess I'll find out tomorrow because it's coming.
Mhm. Yeah,
I'm
but I
pretty
mean,
sure Sam's taken inspiration from Sailor Moon.
What how? Oh, with this, yes, from Fish,
Yeah.
yes. And Fish, I've heard from my team who scrum Sailor Moon has recently taken on the kind of style of going judge only.
mhm.
So
I need to have words.
yes, the most frustrating thing ever.
Is
But,
that for real?
That's what I've heard.
It's a real thing.
That's what I've heard.
It's not a good thing. It works sometimes, but as soon as someone learns you're playing it, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, have you all seen Desnerth? No, no one.
No.
Doesn't Earth the Radiant Judge only player who plays with controller and plays Cypher?
Right, sure, yeah. If you're really good at it,
Yeah,
yes.
but it's possible people got on Radiant with Judge only, you know.
Yes,
mean-
but those are people that could probably get Radiant anyway.
But
Most likely.
yeah,
If you
probably,
can
but
get
like,
Radiant on Judge only, you
but
could
it's with
probably easily get
controller as
Radiant
well.
on-
Like that's the impressive part.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That is impressive
That-
to me, actually.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
feel
I
like it
think
would
that
be
makes
more
the most
impressive if
sense.
someone got Radiant on controller, with Vandal only or something.
So real
Because,
quick,
like-
I just want to mention this here from Zucchini. That right there is the one good thing about Yoru compared to Jet, is his scouting capability.
Yeah.
Use that ult, you know where everyone on the site is at once.
And
pretty much.
also, he has flash and Jet does not.
Yeah.
So this kind of shows the initiator duelist hybrid that he is, right? Similar to KO, he gets that information, he gets that he can entry and he can get back out again, all these things. But whether or not you get that information is a completely other thing to your team doing something about it. And that seemed to be the place we were lacking. But some of Summit Peak's retakes and even their post, like Summit Peak's post plants, like the angles your team set up was so good.
Oh,
Like
that was
obviously it
such a
didn't
nice
work out
play,
here.
Jesus.
Yeah. But like
Yeah.
there were so many really, really nice post plants from Summit Peak. It was
Yeah, I
just
mean,
as soon as it
also-
got a little bit chaotic, Golden Academy kind of won out in the chaos.
Yeah, and also on the topic of like having a bit of a kind of guff team, like I was thinking through in my head like what the lineup would have been if we had slaps, and like literally, and like the whole rules just like completely shift. It's just
The shift, yeah.
yeah, it was completely unlucky for us. But I mean, like I can say as much as I want. Oh, we would have won with slaps, but I don't know. So we might have lost with slaps. Who knows? But
I mean, Golden
either
Academy were
way,
cracked
'cause-
too. So
Golden
yeah,
Academy were
exactly,
doing really,
exactly.
really well.
Yeah, I know how good Golden Academy were. So
Yeah, I know some of the best they've played, just looking at this map.
yeah, Golden Academy is such a good team. I mean, from the start of the season, people like I was saying that I think they're probably going to win it.
I
But
think
anyway, so we will-
particularly. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was saying we're gonna move on here because we have got time restraints. So we're gonna move on from this topic. Obviously, there's a lot more we could say, and this might be the map I kind of go through and do some analysis on later on this week. But yeah, it was a really, really exciting match to observe and to watch as well, because obviously that was a game of the week, and a lot of us got it wrong, right? Which
Hey, I mean,
okay, I said a lot of us. But so before we look at who may or may not have got it wrong, let's have a look at who people think is maybe the player of the week coming out from this week. Obviously, there's at the end of the day one casted game to choose from, but this is Summit Peak's first loss, so there's a lot of options here because there were people on Summit Peak that played really well despite the loss. So, has everyone got ideas in their head, or do we want a second?
I have an idea personally, but
I'm
Okay,
gonna
cool.
do the
Hex,
second.
you can go first.
okay. So I think that I'm sorry, Summit. I'm really sorry. I love you guys. I really do. I'm gonna have to give it to Lans. And I was thinking Lans or Faye, but just like watching it because I didn't really watch too much of it because obviously I was on the train and I had zero. Oh, my phone was dead as well, and Moon would have hated me if I was on my phone the entire time. But just by watching that bit, Lans just went crazy. I mean, that bait that we saw like near the end was just insane.
that was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like their technical skill, like not looking at how they play, literally how they play their agent, but their skill with the guns is just ridiculous, and it's very very nice to see
undeniable.
that kind of thing. Yeah, completely.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. Like Land's just so good, and initiators always get kind of my pick there anyway,
Yeah.
usually. Toasty, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I like so. The point I was gonna raise before we changed topics was actually about Lands. I was about to say how well Lands was playing, just consistently across the board for Golden Academy, right? So, I think for me, yeah, it would either be Lands or it'd be like it's for me. It's tied between Lands or Faye. I think I have to go Lands, but like we were just talking about it. Faye was playing absolutely brilliant with surf setups, and some of them were taken from TikTok. Some, well, not taken from TikTok, but some of them I've seen on TikTok. Some of them. Were probably just Faye just doing it on the spot and playing perfectly with them. So, Faye definitely honorable mention there, but I think it's Lands takes it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I'm assuming for the same reasons Hex is saying there, right? Just so good,
Yeah.
so good at the game in general, not just at these specific.
Just the
like Sova.
consistency.
I
I said
love
this the
to see
entire
Lance
last
play.
podcast as well, but
I would love to see Lance play CS. Like,
mm.
that would be very nice because when you mix in all the abilities, it makes it so much more complicated. But someone with that kind of technical skill, if he learned the CS guns, he would be unstoppable.
Moon, go ahead. I can see you kind of raring to go.
I'm gonna go with the same thing as Hex and Toasty.
Let's go.
No plans again. Don't touch me.
It's such a loving relationship.
I'm so happy.
Christ.
What is here?
Cheers. Cheers.
At least you got a double bed, not a single bed now. Like,
It's true.
Oh.
It's true.
I think I have PTSD.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Not on the bed talk. That sounds really weird.
We'll talk about this after we stop.
yeah, moving on. Cameron Player of the Week.
Yeah, it does sound. Yeah.
So you're going to Lands as well, yeah?
Toasty, can you cut out, please?
Can I what?
No, just carry on, Moon.
Lands.
So you're staying with Lands as well.
Yeah, I am for the same reasons. Yeah, because I mean, when we as Sailor Moon played up against Golden, again, he just dominated. And like I said, he always seems to be one step ahead of every team that he's played against, honestly.
Yeah, so similar with Faye as well, 'cause literally he's one step ahead. He knows what you're going to do. It's insane.
Yeah.
Magic, over to you.
I would give this one to Faye just because of how well Faye anchored there and the crazy cipher plays that we did see and the patience. I think it's just like that is something to be highlighted. And obviously Lands is an incredible centerpiece of the Golden Academy roster, but I feel like Faye is once again the glue that holds it down.
Yeah, so I'm going to back you up on Faye as well for my pick. Like Faye played 3 different heroes, right? In each of those, so 1 different hero in each, or agent in each map, right? We had Killjoy, we had Breach, and we had Cypher. On each of those characters, they were playing so well. Like their Killjoy stuff was just as good as their Cypher. Their Breach play, for someone that plays Sentinels usually, switch over to an Initiator like Breach, completely different playstyle. At least like Cypher and Killjoy have similar ways of anchoring sites, right? Whereas switching over to someone like Breach, where you are initiating, you're flashing, it's so different. You're playing so much more aggressive. Faye for me really played so well, and I think was, like you said, maybe not the kind of centerpiece, but the glue that allowed the rest of the team to play around them so well. And I mean, I think a lot of Golden Academy deserve a mention here.
Yeah.
But Faye, like, I mean, they're the first team to took down Summit Peak, right? Like, this is a big thing.
Also, it is worth mentioning here that also we can only give MVPs from the game that was streamed because, well, the Faye Victus one didn't happen and we didn't see the other one. So it's impossible to give MVPs from that. So, like, anyone on the podcast is listening, Phoenix Ignite players are getting offended that, I didn't get on the podcast. Yeah, it's because you weren't streamed, so don't worry. We'll give you special mentions next week.
Get better next week. I don't know.
Yeah, just play better, honestly.
Just be good enough for us to watch you. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
It's like telepathically show us how good you are, and then we'll give you.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to say I can definitely imagine that Faye is IGL for
the way they play really seems to show that.
Yeah, and also like with Cypher, the way they were playing, like you can see that without the communication, without like the non-verbal communication of like where people are and stuff like that with your cameras, it would be so hard to do that if you weren't IGL. So either he's shot caller or IGL, and either way, it adds to the masterpiece.
Yeah. No, exactly. But we are going to move on to the next topic. Toasty, can you grab us our player or our caster predictions?
Yeah, sorry, I was playing Pokemon Go. Give me a second.
Yeah, I figured because I saw you looking at your phone.
What?
Can you get in some Pogo?
Pokemon Go.
What Pokemon were you getting?
Well, I think it's Bunnelby Community Day today. Yeah, it's Bunnelby Spotlight Hour today. It was actually an hour ago, so I've missed it. But
I thought that people were still playing Pokemon Go like 4 years ago, but apparently not.
No,
Okay,
I still play it.
Moving on. So Toasty, someone here had a really good week last
Oh
week
yeah, I
with their
wonder who
predictions.
that is.
Who was that? Do you want to talk us through maybe who did well after their Sea of Red beforehand?
Yeah, see, you know, there are some people who did well. You know, not anyone except me, but you know, I got the GAC prediction right. Not well, technically I got it right. Technically,
Okay.
they
So-
won,
Count it.
and then Phoenix Ignite also got right. So like, you know, I'm just cracked. I'm just cracked. Honestly, you should all bow down to me.
I wouldn't go that far.
No.
Wow.
I
I know
definitely-
Hex would.
definitely
He
would
would.
not go
You
that
wouldn't you, Hex? You will, won't you?
No.
Why? Why can't I replace Moon, huh? Am I not good enough?
Oh my
Do I
god.
not have enough
Jesus.
predictions right?
That was very upfront, frankly.
Do I need
don't know if
more
I like
predictions
it.
right for me to replace Moon?
Yeah, beat me and then you replace Moon.
Okay, I can beat you in predictions. Bet. All right.
Okay,
I
so
mean, I think
currently,
you're going
basically, you're at 0 and I'm at 4.
Yeah. So I need to.
And
get
there's
all
1
of them
week
right
left.
next week, and you need to get one from.
I mean,
Wait, is there
no,
only
no.
1 week left?
But we're
week
counting
left.
playoffs.
Yeah,
we're
but
doing
only one
predictions
week-
for playoffs.
There'll be a playoffs
Oh,
one.
really?
Yeah, there'll be a playoffs one.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure playoffs should be double, just because
No. We're not doing double
Playoffs
for
are way more
playoffs. That's
important.
cringe.
playoffs are way more important.
Nah, Echo,
They're
stop
more
being cringe.
important, but I don't know. We should keep it consistent. The point.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Consistency.
I just want a chance
Like
to
jam.
win, okay?
Echo, have you seen your point total? Let me just
Yeah, I
zoom
know.
in on this for the people.
This is
Hold
really
up.
weird. Moon is in 2 cameras right now.
Yeah, I
what?
feel like I'm Vay Victus here, just impossible for me to get
What?
anywhere. Like,
Moon is in 2 places at once. Oh my god.
That
Yeah,
was
it's
a
like how you guys
roast.
were.
That was a
But-
very sly roast.
thanks.
Echo, these are your points. Look at this. This is like,
Mhm.
bruh. How?
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I think we need double points, so I have a chance to do anything, to have a chance to not be dead last.
No, just
in
take the ratio.
in the predictions. But we
Wait,
are
what do we get
running
if
out
we
of
win?
nothing. We are running out of time here
Happiness.
on the podcast, so we're going to move on to the next part because we don't have time to go through everyone's predictions for the upcoming week.
What?
So we are going to go over the games that we have coming up this week, and so like we said before, this is the last week of games, right? Before the playoffs start. So the way that actually, Hex, has playoffs been decided how it's going to get decided yet? Because this is kind of necessary.
Okay, right. So this is I'm gonna go over it as quick as possible because I know we have time constraints. Okay, so Carl gave an example of it in the general chat in Astro, the main Astro League server, like a couple of days ago, I think. So if you want to scroll up pretty far and find that, then like viewers, if you want to do that, then go ahead. But I'll explain it quickly. So basically, the way it's going to work, all 6 teams will be in playoffs. Okay, what's going to happen is the bottom 2 teams of the leaderboard are going to go in the lower bracket, and
Okay.
the
That's not
higher
what Carl
bracket is
said.
going to be 4. Oh, is that not what Carl said?
No. So
Oh, that's
the way
what we
Carl's
discussed.
so the way Carl's put it down in the chat is the top 2 teams get a bye for the first round.
Right.
So currently that is Golden Academy and Summit Peak. That could change if something big happens in this last week.
So okay, maybe it came to what we discussed because that's what I remember, but never mind. So yeah, that's gonna work.
Wait, what's going
So-
on? What chat are we looking at here?
General chat.
yeah.
So the top 2 teams will get a bye in the first round, and it is a double elimination bracket. So the
okay.
teams that lose in the first time will go down to the lower bracket and get another chance to run it through all the way. Which I know I think you've seen before in Incognito League, right?
Yeah.
You've seen people go on these lower bracket runs to try and
Oh
to try
yeah.
and take the win.
Yeah.
Put
So
on
instead
Academy.
of punishing the bottom 2 teams, we're gonna reward the top 2 teams. which makes
Why?
complete
Vay
sense.
Victus should be punished for being bad.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, give me a sec.
Maybe so, but anyway, so we are going to take a quick look at the games coming up this week, and so obviously those games we have, like we've kind of mentioned already, we have a game between these 2 people here, which is a little bit intense.
The rivalry.
So we have Summit Peak against Sailor Moon, which I think is going to be quite a good game. We have Phoenix Ignite versus Vay Victus. So Phoenix Ignite, they're kind of showing themselves finally again, and they're going up against Vay Victus, who have really not shown themselves, literally because they didn't turn up to this week's games.
Oh.
and Golden Academy versus Quantum Quasar. So I think that game is going to be crucial. I think for Quantum Quasars. I think they need to do really well to keep themselves. I mean, can they even get out of that out of that bottom four, or out of that bottom one? Really?
I mean, I think it's going to be quite unlikely that Quantum are going to be able to take that. So it's probably just going to be like damage limitation for them because. I mean, Golden Academy are on a spree of madness.
Right,
They
like
are.
I feel like Quantum, like last week, had to cement themselves over Phoenix Ignite and say like, okay, we're still here to stay. But the fact that they didn't is just like they're already so far in the hole. Like they're just getting kicked while they're down.
I mean,
Yeah,
right
similar to
now,
Vivictus.
right now it looks like pretty much Golden Academy are like guaranteed top 2, right? Pretty much, unless they lose by like 26. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I don't think they will. So
Unlikely.
I think it is just
Unless,
damage
like,
limitation for
yeah.
Quantum. I think they need like top. I honestly think Quantum, like if they can get 4th place, that's good for them, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so those are our 3 games coming up for this week. So what are people going to kind of vote down as their game of the week? I can predict what Hex and Moon are going to say. But what does everyone think is going to be the best game, the most intense game, the game of the week coming up to hopefully be able to watch?
I'll go first, I guess. Mine for this week, if I pull them up, give me a sec. Okay. I think it's I genuinely, and this isn't just because of the spiciness of it. I think it's a Summit versus Sailor Moon game. My reasoning being, Sailor Moon technically can breach into top 1. They can get 1st place here in the standings.
Oh.
That is if they win against Summit Peak pretty darn dominantly, and Golden Academy lose. So for me there, it's the Sailor Moon Summit Peak game, and a very close second is the Golden Academy game, because it depends on whether they lose or not.
Yeah. Magic, what about for you?
I would also agree. Like the Summit versus Sailor Moon game is like that's just the main storyline that like I feel like we've been leading up to this point for a while.
Yeah.
The final game
literally.
of the season, literally.
And so like not only are these two teams like definitely in contention for one of those bye spots, but it's also just the fact of the matter, like these are two teams that we're probably going to see going deep in the bracket and playoffs.
Yes, we expect so.
So like this is going to be important for the future for playoffs. This is going to be important for setting the stage for playoffs. This is going to be important for proving a point for who's the best team in the league before playoffs. Like this is the match to watch. Although I do think that if there's any time for Vivictus to show up, it is now. I don't have faith, but I feel like that could actually be the game that Vivictus shows up.
I think I agree with
Yeah,
that. If Phoenix Ignite don't get it together this week,
I think Phoenix is gonna be fine.
if they don't get it together, then it's gonna be just like a massive toilet bowl.
Have you heard though? Moon this entire podcast has been like, oh, Phoenix Ignite making some moves, oh. So I genuinely think we're gonna see. That's not what you sound like, Moon, by the way. Don't worry, that's just my dumb impression. But yeah, I think Phoenix Ignite also is like a good shout there. Like if they can probably get like 3rd or 4th place. Because Vivictus needs to pick
I sound too overconfident.
I mean, you sound confident,
I mean,
but it's
like I've put the effort into Phoenix over like the last week and a half.
Yeah.
So.
I think you sound like how I sounded going into the Quantum game, and my team played very well in the Quantum game, so I think you have good odds.
I just believe that in the time frame that I've had and with the resources I've had, I've put together the best team that I could for Phoenix.
Yeah,
That's a very good
absolutely.
team. Yeah.
So what is your game of the week, X?
So I'm gonna say obviously Summit versus Sailor Moon, not only because of the game itself, but actually if Summit lose, I'm actually gonna break up with. No, I'm joking.
So that's the thumbnail there of Hex getting hit, by the way.
Just
That's
just that frame before. Totally deserved. Totally deserved.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Deserved, honestly.
I felt like when I thought of that joke, I kind of like I was.
Bro, this is
firing.
like a year 6 relationship where you break up with your girlfriend over a video game. Totally didn't happen to me, by the way.
Oh, wait.
I know with him because he was playing Clash Royale.
Yeah,
Oh my
I was playing
God.
Clash Royale today.
That's valid as well, actually.
Right?
No,
Do you want the story, by the way? That I just
No,
mentioned?
not right now. Not right now.
Okay,
No.
cool. Okay.
I will tell us later.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I would dump on it
Save
later.
it for next week, Toasty.
What?
So,
Okay.
I am gonna give it to Sun vs Sailor Moon, but that's just because like you guys said, like it's two teams trying to prove their spot as either number 1 or kind of number 2 under Golden.
Yeah.
So I mean, if Summit lose, then it will be going from almost a 4-0 streak to 3-2, which will be not great for us. But if we win, then it'll be 4-1. So I'd be happy with that, but Moon would not be.
Wait, what the fuck?
So I mean, like obviously, relationship wise, either way is gonna be bad. But you know, I'm not gonna let a video game affect a relationship. So
Relationship
on 'em.
advice
Sure.
with Hex.
yes,
the best place to get it. Moon, what about you? What do you think your game of the week is going to be? Are you sticking with the same?
Yeah, obviously I'm going to, but I mean, it's not really much of a challenge. But Phoenix against Faye, I just kind of want to see how the new Phoenix roster plays. I feel horrible, but I'm kind of using Faye as like the test rats.
I mean, you have to test it at some point before playoffs come up, right? So
Limit test.
you may as well test it here.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm going to go for the same as well. Like, this is especially with Sailor Moon getting some points potentially this week from a forfeit as well. Sailor Moon have the chance to get up to second place. So
You think we're gonna take third place? Because I obviously like I want my team to like come second or first, but being realistic, I think Golden will probably come first and then Summit second.
I mean, but I mean, we're almost there, right? And it's possible if you get enough points from this week's forfeit, if the forfeit happens, and you manage to beat Summit enough, you could potentially take second. So this is that chance.
I already have my leaderboard laid out on how I think the teams are gonna win this. To be honest with you.
well, like playoff wise.
Yeah,
Like you
So
see
we
the
will talk
timeline.
about that in the future, not at this
Yeah.
one. We need to leak all of the content slowly.
I think
from
we
this,
should. This is a bit like planning on podcast, but I think that we should, like before the playoffs, do like a pre-playoff podcast in like the midweek, and then we can talk about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
Yeah, that's fair.
We could probably like all like do how we think how. I think we could probably do how we think it'll turn out, and that could be quite interesting. But we should discuss this later on, like
So let's get back to the topic at hand. So in this game, so obviously I think it's going to be very close between these two teams. I'm very excited. I'm going to put this. I'm going to ask everyone for their prediction just for this match.
Okay.
And this is going to be spicy, especially for you two down there. I'm going to start it off and say that I genuinely think Sailor Moon has a chance of taking this, depending on where the map pool goes. I think Sailor Moon have a chance to take this. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 to Sailor Moon.
All right. I'll go next, I
Go on,
guess.
Toasty.
2-0 Sailor Moon! And that right there is my hot take of the week.
He's just doing it to spite me.
No, I'm not doing it to spite you. I'm doing it because Summit are gonna do a what is it called?
Hold on.
What? No, there's some sort. Like there's some sort of Overwatch League analogy. I think it might be Vancouver Titans, where like they lose a game, then they start getting more and more boomed because they've lost their first game in ages, basically. So Summit, they've lost their first game in ages. They're gonna get boomed. They're gonna start running it down on Euro again, and it's gonna be Sailor Moon taking it 2-0, easy.
Ooh, Magic, you're thinking hard about this. I'm
By the
gonna
way,
leave these two.
I'm gonna
for last.
change it. By the way, actually, the hot take isn't it's gonna be a 2-0. The hot take is gonna be that they run it down mid with Euro.
Oh, what? Well, then I'm just gonna tell my team not to do that.
No, don't do that. That's against the
Why?
rules. I will not do the forfeit next week if you do that.
Why? But I'm gonna do that anyway because it was a bad decision.
Oh well. I'll revert back then. It's a 2-0.
Also, there's no mid on bind.
It's a 2-0. Okay, cool. That's my hot take.
No, well, isn't
I
really,
wanted I wanted to switch it up for Echo, but okay.
Yeah, no, like I understand what you're trying to do
Switch
there,
it up for the
Toasty,
content.
but, yeah.
No, I mean I get it. No, I like fair enough. But I am gonna tell my team not to do that.
Okay, cool. Thank you for saving me.
It was a bad idea.
Of course.
Magic, go ahead with your prediction.
Isn't the TP near B technically mid? Really?
No, there's no mid on.
They're both A.
There's no mid.
Hex,
Like,
you're
they're both
mid.
towards a site.
Okay, well,
Like,
thank
there
you.
is no mid on bind. That's like the entire point of the map, that there's no mid.
Oh, really? Fine,
Yeah,
okay. Oh,
that's
well,
kind of
because
what-
the two sides are binded together.
What?
There we go.
Or bound together, but binded works
Bound,
because the
yeah.
name is bind. So.
Magic, let's hear your prediction for the match of the week, please.
I think it's 2-1. I think it's gonna go to Summit.
Ooh.
That is where I'm at right now.
Okay.
It's gonna be close. It
Mhm.
is going to be very close, and barring any crazy substitutions, I think that Summit will come out on top.
Okay. There we go. Moon, we're going to come to you before we go to Hex.
You don't want to go to Hex first.
Nope.
Okay. I think it's gonna be 2-1, and I'm sorry, but I think it's gonna be 2-1 to Summit.
Ooh, the betrayal.
Wow. Wow.
Toasty, it's just us.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, Mike has died.
Oh. Magic, Magic, where are you?
I mean,
Dies of cringe.
I have a reason though.
Okay, go ahead.
So unfortunately, one of our players left.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Feineg has left.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, Feineg is a pretty key part of our team.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Especially on Sky. Because I mean, like you guys, you used to always hype him up for obviously his util usage, especially on Sky. So I definitely think we've lost a key component of our team. So,
Yeah, that does change a little bit, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried about my 2-1 prediction now, but oh well.
Stick to your guns.
Hex, over to you.
I'm gonna go with a modest 2-1 to Summit because, like we said, like they lost Feinig and that's just like so unlucky. It's just
Sign me.
Very yeah.
What? I can play Sky.
What was whispered over there? I
don't think I want to know. No, I don't think I want to know. I'd rather keep my dignity, thanks.
Yeah. It's just unlucky. It's like similar to the slap situation that we had, except worse because they literally it's for a whole game.
Yeah.
So I just feel for them because I know how it feels, but like I said, theirs is worse, so it must feel way worse, and you know,
especially when we're in like our last game.
Exactly.
So Echo, you thought it'd be 2-1s Sailor Moon, and I thought
did,
it'd be
and
2-0
honestly,
Sailor Moon.
I'm gonna stick with 2-1 because I think that this is exactly what Sailor Moon are.
Oh my.
Quality.
What is that?
Oh my god. Oh my. No.
Quality
Okay,
content.
How long were you waiting to make that joke?
From like the moment I decided to put this t-shirt on. But anyway, so that is our predictions. We are, as a podcast, voting in favor of Summit Peak. But if we vote in map count, actually, it's even. Because Toasty voted 2-0 and I voted 2-1 for Sailor Moon. So in a map count, actually, we voted for even as a podcast. So we're going to take this as an even split between the two.
No, it's not. What?
Yeah, it is.
It just builds more tension.
Well, in terms of difference,
4-6.
right?
4-6. They all went. So to get a win, you have to get 2. So those 3 have said they'll win. That's 6.
Map differential. Right?
Oh, map differential. Yeah, it's 5-5, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna say podcast even.
Okay.
Okay.
Sailor Moon will win.
Maybe. We will see. I'm very excited for this game, and honestly, I'm excited for all of these games because we are, as we've already said, about to head off into the playoffs. So this is going to be an intense week of games, as long as we can get them all broadcast, hopefully. But so that is it, at least in terms of official things to say. Tosi, do you want to go through? We've got some time. Do you want to go through that story real quick?
What story? What? Sorry, I got
the video game relationship.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I was getting spam pinged by like a server. I just left it. So basically, what? It's really funny actually. So I was in year 6, which is like age I think 10 to 11, maybe 9 to 10, I don't know, something like that. 9 to 10. So you can already tell it's gonna be a good story. Basically, I had a girlfriend. I was playing Minecraft with her, and she kept trapping me in Bedrock. So I ended up like cussing her out. And then she broke up with me, which is very funny.
Ooh, so you were a little bit of an asshole.
Just a little bit, yeah. It was year 6, like, you know, everyone's an asshole in year 6.
Magic is shocked.
Magic.
I'm
year
just
6
impressed
is
that you
year
found
6
the
is 5th grade for you.
Minecraft girlfriend in 6th grade.
No, she was real life. She existed in real life, but like we were just playing Minecraft.
So you broke up with her because of the Bedrock?
Because yeah, she kept trapping me in Bedrock, and I got mad at her, and I called her a bitch, and then
She broke up with him.
Wait, did you still have like the frames? Did you have like the?
Oh no! Wait, can I get a wait? I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of me in year 6.
Oh, so
Oh my
like
God.
in the soon we have like a little bit of time to finish off. In the throwback to earlier on when Moon was talking about a bed, just for context, Moon stayed at mine, and my brother and his girlfriend were using the double bed that we normally sleep on when Moon stays over. So we had to sleep in my barely single bed, and it was not nice.
Yeah.
Okay, this is all I will reveal.
So this is Toasty. Oh wait, you're not showing the podcast?
No, I'm gonna put it up now. Give me a sec. I need to download the image.
God, that's not even a 6 head.
No, to be fair, that is me taking a very zoomed in picture. Okay, that was also year 4, I think. So it's pretty accurate.
I mean, I know we talked about your hairline, but like,
When you were younger?
That was also when I was like pretty much bald as well. So
Oh my
oh
god!
my God.
So
That's-
sorry, Toasty.
I'm not showing it on podcast because that could possibly be reverse image searched
Oh, you're
to my
not?
Facebook. So I'm not gonna put that.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I'll put it on the
Yeah, that's
podcast.
fair enough. Okay.
Fair enough.
Basically, just imagine someone with like
Basically,
double the forehead like Toasty has. Toasty, show your forehead.
yeah. So let me just get my lighting up. Okay, just imagine like worse than this.
It's
Right.
double that size.
Yeah. No,
And
not double that
less
size.
eyebrows.
It's like an inch.
Oh
like
no,
an
it's double that
inch.
size.
Why did you look fake?
Like maybe an inch, you know.
Why did you look so angry when you said that?
What?
And on that note,
What
that's
do you
where
mean?
we are gonna round up the podcast for today. Because I'm sure we're gonna continue laughing about this once we come off air. So thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I'm so sorry. But thanks for watching, and we will see you after this intense round of games. Goodbye from myself, from those two down in the same camera together, and I'm sure from these two up here as well.